is on. Welcome to the Cucumber New Contributors Ensemble. I'm Matt Wynne here in Nelson, BC in Canada, and I'm joined by Kate Dames in South Africa somewhere. Where are you, Kate?
Cape Town.
Cape Town, South Africa. And Mona Gassamy in... Oh, you're in somewhere in Canada. Where is it? Is it Toronto?
Montreal.
Montreal, sorry. Montreal.
Do
right.
you speak French? Sorry.
You?
Was that we?
That's on my wish list.
Yeah, I should have.
You have to prove it. Well, one week we can try and run the ensemble.
But my Quebecois isn't great because I learned French from school and not from people. So I learned French.
So I'm going to do the intro. Why are we here? In 2017, GitHub surveyed over 10,000 open source contributors and just 3% of them were women. We believe that our open source communities will be stronger, more vibrant and more effective if they are a more balanced representation of all the wonderful people in the world. Open source can provide huge benefits to people who participate, and we want those benefits to be available to all. But people need a place to start. So we hold this session each week for anyone who is new to contributing to open source, especially for people from groups who've historically been underrepresented in open source communities. Our goal is to provide a fun and welcoming environment where everyone can learn why and how to contribute to open source. We use an ensemble programming format for these sessions, which means everyone who wants to gets to take a turn at the keyboard. As we do that, we follow these principles. Safety over comfort. We aim for an environment where everyone can bring their whole self and express their needs fully, even if that isn't always comfortable for us to talk about. Equity over efficiency. While it might seem faster to have the most experienced people do the work, we're here to give space to people who've been traditionally excluded from open source. And exploration over perfection. We are here to learn and always discovering better ways to do things. We embrace experimentation and accept that what we do can never be perfect. So, what are we going to work on today, Kate and Mona?
Let's work on the style contributor bots.
Okay. Mona, you're still not into the live show, I noticed. Are you having trouble with that?
I'm trying to... I think I got it. Okay.
You're
I just
fighting
did
your way through all of the...
opening it through VS Code, all the little... I didn't want it to open in the same window I was doing another project in.
Yeah, there we go. You're in. Okay.
Woohoo!
Well, we could... So Mona needs context. I wonder if we should... What should we do, Kate? How should we start? Should we start the timer and just kind of do it that way? Or should we do a bit of just talking about what we've been doing?
Well, I can give you a 2-second not 2-second, but a 30-second elevator pitch of the style contributor bot. It is about the contributors on GitHub. There are a bunch, but a bunch of them haven't contributed in a long time. So we just want to clean that up a little bit and have a little bot run around and figure out who hasn't contributed in the past year and move them and remove their permissions into an alumni so that we can still honor them, but separate the active contributors from the alumni.
I don't know about you.
Let me mute this.
So there's this feature that we've written together which is describing some... We did an example mapping session and identified the kind of key examples and the rules that they were describing, and we've got them in this feature file.
So there's basically 3 use cases. There's the style contributor who haven't contributed in like 10 years, the ASLAC contributor who commits something new like every few seconds, and then there's the infrequent contributor who contributes maybe once a year, maybe once a year and a half, so he becomes inactive and then active again, possibly.
Right, I'm sending out my welcoming tweet now, so I'm going to just drop out the conversation a bit and I'm just going to let you two talk about it, Moni. I'm sure you've got questions.
Okay, so yes, these are just the scenarios that we came up with. So Greg is the inactive guy, Aslak is the very active guy, and Julian is the infrequent contributor. And we've done all the scenarios, and we started with the step definitions. We cleaned that up a little bit, and last week we parameterized it, and I've got no idea what we need to do next.
Do you have any questions, Mona, right now?
I'm sorry. I muted myself because I had some audio going by accident. I am just reading the scenarios. I understand Julian was part of the admin team and, stopped committing a year ago. I understand that one. I was just trying to figure out what would be the cutoff point.
1 year.
1 year. Okay. Right.
So we said that that's just a random number. It's not scientifically calculated or anything. It was just, it sounded like a good number.
So we did talk last week at the retro about drawing a yak map of the sort of the tasks that we need to do to build this thing, and I wonder whether it would be helpful to do that, just to kind of get some stuff maybe that's out of my head about, like Kate, you said, you don't know where we're going to go next. Maybe just to clarify that for everyone about what the sort of
Okay.
yeah, like where we're going. What do you think? Should we do that for
Should we
maybe
time box that to one round and see if we can finish it there?
That's a good idea, yeah. So we could start the timer, right? So and we also said we'd try and use the mob goals. So I guess the top goal would be, how do we do this? Goals, add a goal. So what we want to do is draw the yak map.
So I have a question, because see, I don't actually see where the cutoff point is given the examples. So I feel, just because there's only the two extremes are shown, but I feel like I would put an example that has like the day before they would be cut off and say that they're still in there. But that, because for me, that would be the definition of where the cutoff point is.
So you think this 1 day ago is a bad example? It maybe would be better if it was 364. Is that what you mean?
Well,
so it's kind of either side of the limit.
Are you maybe missing that we intend to run the bot once a day, or is that what you mean? So it will run today, and then it will see the create date of the last commit was 366, which is greater than 365. And then it will do something.
I'm not seeing that greater, or maybe it's because it's part of the rule. Okay.
Well, but maybe this example isn't expressing it very well. So 1 day ago is obviously within the past year, but actually it's maybe more interesting to say 365, because is 365 within the last year or not? Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what would happen there.
That would make more sense. Yes.
Because I'd be instinctively drawn to writing 364 days, and then actually maybe that should be 365 days.
Sure.
And then that's kind of and then we're saying that's the boundary. If it's 365 or more,
then you need to change it on line 29 as well.
Yeah.
And I guess there will be some later on as well.
Yeah. And then this is more realistic.
point,
It's one
Mona.
day ago. Yeah, it's good to get your hands on these things, isn't it, as well? So let's run the tests and see. Everything's still matching, so I can commit that. And we haven't started the timer yet. I'm feeling nervous about that.
I can start it. Done.
Wow, look, it knows that you two are both here. Isn't that handy?
That's so cool. So should I, seeing that I'm the driver, should I do an npm run?
I don't know if I've given you permissions on this terminal, actually. Let me do that.
Yeah, it doesn't look as if I've got...
Make read write. There we go. Okay. Well, so do we want to try and do the yak map, or should we just crack on with what we need to do?
We said we wanted to do the yak map, so maybe let's just do it in 7 minutes and see how far we get on the high level.
So what have we got? I'm the navigator and you're the driver, Kate. That sounds like quite a good team for this. So
I'm on the mirror board.
Yeah, I'm going to switch my view to show the mirror board. Where is it? This one. I'm just going to put that on the screen over there.
And I don't know if you can find my cursor. I can see Matt on the board.
Have you made it into the mirror board? You can always just watch my...
I think I did earlier, but I may have closed it.
I don't see you. Yes.
Hang on a second.
There's a link from the Slack channel, or you can just watch my screen share as well if you want. So,
there we go.
If we're gonna have the way a yak map works is it's basically a mind map, and they have a mind map tool in Miro, so we can add a mind map to the board like this, and then what you do is you'd start with the kind of overall goal. So the overall goal is to have an inactive contributor bot, or at least that's the sort of solution, right? We're trying to build the inactive contributor bot.
Okay.
And what is the kind of first core behavior that we identified in the scenarios? I think, because we've got 3 rules. And
find inactive contributors. Is that something?
So that would be sort of a component part of it, but I think you could ship it with this rule, right? If it just did this thing, this
Mona,
is sort of already starting to become
the right.
useful.
Yes.
I'm trying to navigate this. Okay, I see. It's just a giant infinite plane.
Infinite canvas.
Yeah.
So this is a feature and not...
Well,
so what would...
Finding inactive contributors is going to be part of what we need to do. But I think for me the thing, a good goal for us would be to pick one of these scenarios and work on it first. So I think that this scenario here feels really core to me, that if we've got somebody who's in the committers team and we can find whether they're inactive, right, that would be the part that we'd do here on this line, then we'd move them into the alumni team. So that first scenario about retiring contributors who've been inactive for over a year, so and then part of that would be to find the inactive contributors. But actually, like, the first thing we've done with this is we have we didn't wire up the step definitions. We wrote what do I mean by this? Like the step definitions. So we've done this, right? We've written the step definitions. That's done. But what we need to do next is like automate the step defs for this one scenario, I think would be good. And in order to do that, well, I guess actually, if you think about it, this is kind of part of it, right? So we want to automate the scenario altogether. So the first part of that was writing the step definition, wiring up the step definition so they match. Right, so they match the phrases that are in the feature. And within that, we also did a little bit of refactor to use parameter types. So that's all lovely and done. And we can probably mark this off by, like, I don't know, maybe we can color it green or something to show that this bit's been done. Or maybe is there a strike through font? Yeah, so we can do that. So we can mark these as done. So what do we need to do next to automate the scenario? And then obviously once we've automated the scenario, then what we can do is implement the behavior. And we don't really know what's going to happen when we have to implement the behavior. So we don't have to write anything underneath that node yet, but obviously there's going to be a bunch of stuff that we'll do within that, right? So what do we need to do next to automate the scenario? What we need to do next is, if you look inside them, they don't do anything. So I'll just show on my screen share. All they do is like console log stuff, right? They're not, and then return pending. So each of these steps in this one scenario where it says a user Greg is part of the committers team, we need to actually bring that to life and make it do something.
So make steps functional, is that a good enough description?
Yes, but I would put that so I would drag that node to belong to automate the scenario, because we've wired up the step definition so they match. That is done, but now we have to make the steps functional. That sounds like that's a good way of describing it. And we could literally look at like each of these steps in turn. So we've got a user Greg as part of the committers team. We could, I don't know if I can yank that text, and we could paste that in, and that
Timer
can be
is
where
gone.
we start. Yeah.
So next one is Mona drives and I navigate.
Oh,
And do we want to keep doing the yak map, or do we want to stop? Because we said we'd do it for one loop.
I think let's honor the time and move on. We know what the next step is at least. So what do you think? Otherwise, we might get stuck on this for a long time.
Well, I think we don't need to do too much analysis either. We know this is what we're going to do next.
Yes.
And we understand now kind of what context that action sits in. Do you start to see how it works? It's a bit messy, but it just gives you some idea of like, why am I doing this? And what are we likely going to need to do next?
My logic works a little bit different. I started there at the top with like not the features, the functions, because my immediate thinking was, but if you do it per scenario, then you will have to duplicate all these things. So I would have done it the other way around, but this is awesome. I love it.
Okay, well, so let's get back to the code then, if that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to try and make this step functional, given a user Greg is part of the committers team.
So you're cool to drive, Mona.
So what does it mean when I'm driving?
You are the only person that is allowed to type anything on the keyboard, and ideally you should listen to me, but I'm not really, because I'm the navigator, but because I'm pretty new, Matt knows much more than I do. So if he says do it this way, and then I will say yes, let's do it that way. So I'm pretty sure Matt will say let's start with running the tests. So if you can do an npm test, that would be a good start in the terminal.
Start the timer.
Am I correct, Matt? Is that what you would have said?
Always good to run the tests.
I've been thinking about that, but that's a discussion for another day.
One thing we could do, and Mona, you might know about this, is if we want to just focus on that one scenario, we could tag it. So
which one are we looking?
It's this one.
line number 11 to 17.
So what should we tag it?
Yeah, and then we'll need to change the npm test command to filter for that one.
Tags.
Good idea.
I could be wrong with my syntax here. Does that look?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll get passed to the command or not. Just try it. I think you might need a dash dash, or we could actually modify the package JSON.
Not happy.
Let me go and check what the
But it's
syntax.
already run in any case. So it looks good because we were at 5 pending, 19 skipped last time.
Yeah, maybe I didn't explain it properly, Kate. What I'm suggesting is that there's a way to tag in Cucumber so it just runs this one scenario and it doesn't even run any of the others. So we'll just get less cluttered output.
Okay.
I think it might just be.
I'm not happy with this.
There's something going on with the screen share thing, maybe.
Something is going on here, yeah. Anyway, I think it's tags equals, and then the tags should be passed in quotation marks.
I think it's because we used npm test and it's swallowing some of the command line arguments. I think what might be simpler to do. See our dash dash tags has gone missing. It's not here in this in this thing. Try doing a go on, try whatever you're going to try.
Oh yeah, I see that they're not appearing.
I think maybe run that command again, but put after npm test put a dash dash, like just a space dash dash space.
So what's weird about this share is that it doesn't really let me. Yeah, there's some kind of lag, or it doesn't let me edit that. Oh, there we are. That's weird. Okay, super weird. Okay, npm test and dash dash.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And then
I think this will be the arguments that then get passed to the command that gets run. So you still want dash dash tags.
Okay, I still do want that. Okay. Sorry. I just, chose whatever word occurred to me. Okay, that looks like it's doing it.
There we go. So that's do you see the difference, Kate?
Yes. So 1 pending. So Matt, what do we do next?
Well, given a user Greg is part of the committers team, how are we going to simulate that situation in our test? Where would our bot go to? Where in the world is that data, that state stored in the universe of our bot?
Well, we will have to go to the repo, the specific repo name, because currently it says the repo, so it needs to know where that is, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is that not what you mean?
Yeah, no, it's true. So what we need to do here is simulate the situation where when we go to GitHub and say who are the users who are on the committers team, then one of the users it gives us back is somebody called Greg. So what I think we need to do is set up a mock of the GitHub API. So when we make a query for the Cucumber committers team, it gives us back a user called Greg. And there's some examples of this in. Do you remember there was a repo I made? We might want to open it up as a. How do we do it? I'll bring it up on GitHub.
I know where to find it quickly.
GitHub Cucumber examples, Cucumber.js examples, and there is an example of a Probot repo. So in here, in the features, step definition, steps, we can see a step where it says given the app has been installed on a GitHub repo, when an issue is opened on the repo. And so this is doing a little bit of, it uses a library called knock to stub out the GitHub API and simulate what's going to happen when you request stuff from GitHub.
So can you maybe put that
So we're
link
going to
in
need
this
something.
chat for Mona to copy,
Yeah.
please?
Where's the chat? How do I get the chat window up? Here we go.
Okay. So this is the link to the GitHub and
Line 30,
30.
we need to copy
Okay.
and
Everything in
then
the given step, right? Okay. So where does that go? And
Matt, do you want to?
So I'm going to follow you, Mona.
Oh yes, we said we were going to do that.
so we want to so this is my first time looking at this repo. Okay, I'm in the steps.ts.
It should show you it down here, right, in the terminal. When you've run Cucumber, it shows you the line. In fact, you may even be able to click through to it from the terminal.
Oh yes, okay. I see steps.ts 81. Okay.
Well, that's your time up as driver anyway for this lap, so
Yes,
you're off the hook.
lucky me.
Should
But now you have
I
to tell me
just
what to do.
paste what I had in my
Yeah, good idea.
right in here? I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and paste it, and then you can.
I'm not sure if this is the right step, is it? You usually should not be in team anymore.
Oh,
That doesn't
well,
look like the right one.
Greg should not be in the committers team.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
looks
given a user Greg is part of the committees team, so it should be the one on
Well,
line
that's-
24, I think.
But now Matt is the driver
Anyway,
and you
Matt,
are
you
the
can-
navigator.
I'll fix it.
Mona.
You can fix
I'll
it.
fix it. Yeah. So I'm going to just minimize my terminal window for a minute. So I'm going to take this bit here.
Well, it's because what I'm seeing on my terminal is it's only showing the last step. Maybe that's not correct.
Yeah, it's funny the terminal window gets shrunk down for everybody else to the minimum size that I've got mine. So given a user is part member of team blah. So here we are now. Oops. What just happened? Ah, right, I'm still following Mona. Haha. I need to go megaphone, right? Because you'll need to follow me now because I'm driving. I am Matt and I am driving. That's what we said we'd do.
You can right click on the participants in the left hand navigation if you go to the live screen, and there is also follow and focus.
Yeah, it shows that you're following me. Yeah. I'll try and keep that closed though for now because we just need to look at this one file, don't we? And is this font size big enough? Should I make it one bigger?
It looks good to me.
What are we
That
looking
looks very good.
Oh, the VS Code font? Yeah.
So, a user blah is a part member of team blah. So what I can see here is that so actually this stuff about returning a test token is not what we want to be simulating here, and we might need to come back to this, but this is not the API that we want to simulate. What we want to simulate is the one for being a member of a team, but that's navigation work which I shouldn't be trying to do, so I'll shut up. I've got an error on the use of knock. Shall I try and fix that?
Yes, that was going to be my question. It's like, how does it know what knock is? Shouldn't you import it or do something to make it understand what it is?
It says there, add missing function declaration knock. That's not what we want to do, but what I can probably do is import knock from knock. Let's see if that did it. Nope. What about if I do it like this?
So Mona, do you know what the navigators should do?
Should I be looking up this GitHub API?
Well, you can just
Actually,
tell
it'd be even
Matt
better
to
if
do
Kate
it.
did that.
Okay. Yes, I can do that. So do I just go to, yes, you can just tell us what to do. We are your slaves.
Oh, so
You are the
Especially
master.
me.
Only for
Especially me.
5
I'm
minutes,
just.
but
so yeah, I guess we have to find what the correct API endpoint is for the.
Yeah. Let me
okay.
pull it up.
So I've got this up. Yes. Oh, that looks better.
So how do we get the users on a team? Create a team. Get a team by name. And that just gives you the count of members. Update a team. Delete a team. List team projects. Check team permissions for a project. Add up team. They're all here, aren't they? List team projects. List team repositories.
Well, there's repository URL and there's a user search URL, but that doesn't look right. I'm looking at something else in any case.
So if you get a team, what do you get back?
ID.
You get the members. Doesn't look like you get the members. So there must be a different
members.
resource.
Yes, members count.
Oh, there we go. Members URL.
Member URL.
So
name,
that's for an
members
individual
count.
member. And maybe I'm going to search for team members. I can't see. Am I still in the REST? Let's try again. REST API, GitHub, team members.
Test API or REST API.
Oh, I meant to say REST.
You know, that's correct. REST.
But it's still taking me back to teams.
Yes.
List a user's teams within an organization. No.
API tutorial.
So I'm back here. Get a team by name. And that gives you a members. Teams 1 members. So there's obviously like a sub resource called members, but why is it not showing me? I'm confused about this.
There are users and there are teams. And collaborators at the top.
Where do you see collaborators, Kate?
In the left-hand navigation, the third item from the top is collaborators.
Oh, yeah.
Could that be something relevant?
So that's where you've got, this is like the Julian Beesman's example where they're just added as an individual collaborator rather than through their team membership.
Okay,
oh,
but
wow,
that's
we're
the
out of time already. Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun. So now I get to type and you get to tell me what to type. Gosh, well, that's scary.
It's awkward here. Would you want to share your screen, Kate? Because like we just need to, I think, to be honest, at this point, I would like all three of us to have a browser open and be trying to find the documentation about members of a team.
Okay. So do you want to
actually
that?
No. So I'm navigating, aren't I? Yeah. Let's take a different tack. Let's go back to the code. Let's forget about doing this step. So comment out everything from line 28 to 41. let's take a different tack. I'm just going to get my heater on.
And until here.
Yeah, just to there, yeah.
I can't remember how to.
No, I've never even seen that done. I think it'll be // yeah.
Yes.
I've never seen that done in JavaScript. That's cool. Yeah, let's forget about that one. Let's look at the so don't make that return pending. Just comment out line 46 as well. Let's just let this step run over. So you can press Command / and the editor will comment out the line.
Command /.
Yeah, if you're on a Mac.
Ha!
Sorry, that was
I've
bias.
got. I'm learning something new, but it's done.
Yeah. So run the tests again.
This one.
I can't see the tests on my screen. Hold on. Here we go. Ooh, okay.
5
so
undefined.
TypeScript failure. Okay, so now it's saying knock is declared, but its value is never read. So we also need to comment out line 2 for now, because that was using knock, and we don't need it. So try that command /.
Command /. Hey, that's so cool.
And it works in any language, so it knows what the right commenting syntax is for a language and just adds it for you. Okay, let's run the test again.
We're back to 1 pending, 1 passed.
Oh, we skipped over the first one, and let's also skip over the second one. So go to if you hover over, can you see on the Zoom share? If you hover over see the grey text just to the right of the yellow step that says features /step definition /steps ts line 50. Column 50, you see that? If you command click over that, it will take you to that line, take you to that step definition.
This one?
I don't see you next to me. Oh, I'm not following you. Let me do that because you're driving.
Let me do this.
Yeah. So you want to end up on line 50. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, and let's also comment out the pending line on this one. What I want to do is try and work backwards, like work our way up the scenario. So we'll start with the end, and then we'll implement these given steps later when we need to. So let's not worry about doing it just yet, because it's going to be more fun to start with the end, I think. So now you've commented that out, run the tests again. Okay, now when the bot runs on the repo, could be a really interesting one to do, because this is where we actually need to call probot and make it do something. So let's try and implement this one properly. So line 70, let's go down to the step on line 70 and let's have a look at what we can put in there.
Line 70, yes.
Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to create an instance of the probot. So there's a bit of code. I'm going to just paste it in, Kate. There.
Thank you.
Which is from that example, and we need to clean this up to make it work. So probably a couple of these things, like the red stuff over the word probot on the first line, you can probably just press command dot and it'll offer to help you fix it.
Command
to add the import. Does it give you a quick fix?
Import probot from module probot, or import probot from probot /lib/probot.
No, do the first one. So the first one sounds better. Yeah.
Okay.
And then similar with probot. Ignore the private key one for a minute. Similar with probot octokit.
Add to existing import declaration. Sounds
perfect.
good.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. And then
Done.
what about my Probot app? Does it know where that is?
My robot app. Oh, this one.
Yeah. Can you do another command
Add
dot on that
missing
and it finds it?
function declaration. Done.
No, that wasn't what we wanted to do.
Oh, crap.
So you can. It's okay. So we've ended up with a new function on line 119 down the bottom. We can just delete it again and let's try and figure out what we need to do instead.
That was the only
I see what we
suggestion
need
it
to do.
gave.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to do it ourselves. So if you add an import at the top of the file, so on line 3, and you're going to say import my Probot app. Yeah, I think it's going to look like that. I'm not sure.
Like that?
Yeah. I actually think you don't need the squiggly brackets around it. It's just, yes, you don't. Yeah. From, and then just a relative path. I know we're out of time. ///src. Okay. Did that work down the bottom? If you go back down to
the
where
timer
we were.
went. So I
guess
guess Mona can take over. So we first want to check, Mona, if this worked. So I guess that would mean running the tests again. Or what did you mean, Matt?
Well, I just meant, did the red underline disappear? So when we see red underlines, it's like either there's a TypeScript compilation error,
but there's also a problem that we still need to fix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the red underlines are the problem. So we should go back to the problems tab and address whatever that is. So it says no value exists in scope for the shorthand property private key. Yeah, so we copy pasted
line
some
76.
Code, and we're not there yet. Mona, are you with us? Because you're still mute. And your camera's off. I wonder if... Oh, she says I'm going to grab my lunch. Right. Okay, so maybe
you can
drive,
navigate. Yes, or drive.
Oh, it's confusing me. Should we just tell the mob timer to go to the next person? What should we do?
Yeah, I'm just it'll be a few moments. I'm sorry.
It's no worries, Mona. I'm just confused about what we should do. There we go. Okay, right. So now it says Matt's navigating and Kate's driving.
Okay.
You happy with that, Kate?
I'm happy. Are you happy with it?
Yeah. Do you have the link to the GitHub repo where we're sort of copying and pasting code from? I wonder if it might be easier if you share your screen.
/income. Let me just get the right screen. Yes. Share.
Yeah.
This one? Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the one that we're stealing stuff from. Yeah.
Okay. So this one?
Yeah. So I don't know how important this private key thing is. I wonder if we should just try putting in a blank string for now and see whether it works. I just don't know, because they give you it when you generate a new Probot app. Why don't we just try actually just where it says private key in our code base? Just flick back to VS Code.
No, I can't see. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So where it says private key and there's where the problem is. It's line 76. It's a little bit higher up.
My screen is jumping up and
There we
down,
go.
I think.
Oh, is
There
it?
we
Is
go.
somebody's not following you? Let me make sure
Or
it's not
I'm not.
me. Press the megaphone.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I was following. Okay, so there
So
I
where it says
am.
private key, just do colon empty string.
Colon empty
So
string.
sorry, after the word private key. So say private key's value is empty string. I think it's capitals. That's it. And that's now made the problem go away, right?
Looks like it.
So let's try running the tests. If we're clean for
It's a little bit of a lag.
compilation errors.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Not
Okay,
happy.
so what do we see? Well, it's new though. It's different stuff. What do we see?
Yes. At OctoKit with
Can you scroll it
defaults
up a bit?
user mat.
I don't think this is everything.
I can't.
Oh, that's annoying thing about the terminal. Yeah,
So
I can scroll up.
do you
Private
wanna-
key option is required. Okay, so it won't let us create this thing without a proper private key. That's a bit annoying. Okay, well it should
So
have
we
got
need to figure out how
generated
to.
It should have got generated. So it's okay because it exists where I tried a shortcut and it didn't work. So if you go back to the GitHub repository and scroll up a bit, you'll see some code right at the top. No, the GitHub page you're on it. Yeah. What we want is the stuff from lines 10 to 13.
And where do we want to put that?
Somewhere similar in this file, like near the top.
Like here?
Yeah. And then we need to import those things like fs and path. So if you click over them and press command dot, it'll add the auto imports. Or if you hover over the red stuff, it'll probably offer you a quick fix.
No code.
Surprising.
Import default
That's the one.
path.
Just do the top one. And you can't get that for FS, no?
Should I try the other one? This one
Just
says
hover
no
over
code
FS
actions
again.
available.
I'm surprised.
Cannot
doesn't-
find name
Okay.
FS. View problem.
Really
no quick
weird.
fixes. I'm not a I'm not a
just-
quick fix girl. That's probably why.
Well, this is the kind of thing you definitely want quick fixes for. It's boring. So just do the same thing as line 2, but import FS from FS. Same way it says import path from path, import FS from FS.
Yep.
So why it couldn't figure that out when it could figure the path one out, I do not know. And then let's go back down to the line where we set private key to an empty string. Is that like 75-ish? And yeah, there. And then just get rid of the colon empty string thing because that yeah. Now, before you run the test again, Kate, just hang on a sec. I'm going to make my terminal window as high as possible. Try it now. I just want to see how much comes through to your... So try running the test now in the terminal.
Okay. Running.
Yeah. I want to see if you get a bit more scroll back because you weren't able to scroll back, were you, before? Oh, so it says
It's
when the
looking
bot runs
good.
on the repo pending. Okay, so we've got down to the line at the end that says pending in this step definition. Do you want to just go into the code window and scroll it up a little bit so we can see where that line is? Because we should remove it. No, in our code.
Yeah.
In our code.
Which one?
In our code, just
Yes.
scroll the window so we can see the whole of the when the bot runs on the repo. Scroll down a bit because there's some of it was off the bottom of the screen. The step that says when the bot runs on the repo.
Or do you want to
There we go.
scroll up
I just
here?
want to see the whole thing. There we go. So from line 79 to 93, right? We are now creating an instance of Probot, and we are loading our Probot app. And then we're calling pending. So maybe let's get rid of the line pending on line 92. So we don't need to do that. And then the final thing we can do is we can send Probot a message. Oh, out of time. That's good though.
Out of
That's worth a
time,
commit,
and
I would say.
it's 15:15.
Okay.
So
yeah, so we should stop and retro.
Well, I suggest that we rather finish this and skip the retro for today. What do you think?
I'm happy either way. I don't mind. I understand why you
Because I feel that we haven't finished anything. We just started this, and I feel it's more important to actually just finish this one part so that we can just get that one done than a retro.
Yep. Okay. And we also spent quite a bit of time sort of talking at the beginning as well, didn't we? So it'd be good to get a bit more action done.
Yeah, it would just feel better if we can actually finish it. Otherwise, we're going to next time figure out where were we, what did we do, what didn't we do. Yeah.
Well, there's only one more line of code I wanted to add to get this moving. And it's now your turn to navigate, Kate.
Ooh, fun.
Because what we have to think about is are we really doing what it says in the step? Sorry, I think we need to add
one line of code. I was just repeating what you were saying.
Okay.
But I don't know what the line of code is. So you get to say, what is the line of code that you would want to add, Matt?
Well, where are we? I'm not seeing the code at the moment.
So let me follow Matt.
And it's meant to be Mona driving. Are you able to do that, Mona, or are you still got your hands full of food?
This is the last round.
Yeah, I can drive for the last round.
Cool. So follow Mona.
if you think about the line 79 where it says when the bot runs on the repo, is the bot running on the repo right now?
I don't know.
We're not really well, yeah. I mean, you have to understand the Probot stuff a bit, but all we've done is we've created an instance of the Probot framework and loaded our app into it, but we haven't run it yet. And the way we would run it is we would send it a message, because this thing's the way these bots work is they run somewhere on the internet, right? You put them in a hosting provider like Amazon or Heroku, and you register them with GitHub, and then GitHub knows where they are and knows what their URL is, and when an event happens, GitHub sends them a web request. It says, "Hey, Probot, something happened that you might care about." So we need to do something happened that you might care about to like make Probot run. If you look in the GitHub repo,
Probot.
There's an example where sort of line 47 in the example repo.
Which one is that? Oh, I see. It was shared while I was away.
Do we need to share the link?
Is it the Cucumber.js examples Probot? Okay. Yes.
Yes.
And then line 47. Okay.
Line 47 in there is simulating GitHub sending an event that somebody's created a new issue.
So you await this thought Probot receive this line, that one there. I shared it in the chat.
Yeah, so you're driving, Mona, so you could add that in on like line 92 as a starting point.
Do we use the await here? It's
Yes. Await this probot received, but then name, issues, and payload would be something else, I guess.
Yes or no?
Yeah, so it's not going to be. I'm actually just distracted because I'm Googling trying to work out what the event is. Because what we want is for GitHub to ping us once a day, don't we? To say, because we want the bot to just to run once a day. So actually,
Even once a week would be plenty.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what event that would be that we would simulate it receiving. The payload for now could just be, is that typed as a string or a JSON object in the example?
Any in the example.
It looks like it's JSON.
guess
So
it's
you could probably just put an empty object there for now. Mona. So you have to say payload : empty object because this is a
Can get rid of the return.
Yeah, and you know, if you go in the actual source index.ts file, where our app is, following Kate, not Mona. Yeah, then you see we've got app on issues opened. We could just console log in here and say, so just put a console log inside this line 4.
Right before it, or
well, no, I would do it inside the on issues opened.
oh, okay.
This isn't the right event though. It's a bit annoying.
Inside the function.
Yeah, inside this handler, just do a console
Shouldn't
log
be
to
in-
say. Kate, speak.
No.
Wait,
Let me not speak. I will just speak nonsense.
Is there anything in particular you wanted me to log?
No, just like hello, you know, just because we're going to just try and get the feature to stimulate this this handler.
Hello, probot.
Okay, I see. Just making sure that the feature is calling it appropriately. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we might not work because the payload is empty, and it might not because the payload is probably what says it's an issue opened event. So we could do the same thing as is on line 5 in the example, where we import the payload from a test fixture, and then we'll have something to work with.
Okay. So I'll put that at the top, maybe here. Or maybe I'll put it right after probot like they have in the example because I'm not sure the other items are related. Okay. Now, if we imported the payload, we can use that payload. Yes. Import payload.
Yeah, that's it, and then use that one.
Is that a directory that we have here? Issues.
Yeah. Open. Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
Oh.
It's because we generated this whole repo with Probot's got a kind of like a scaffolding tool, so you run that and then it generates a load of files for you.
This?
Yeah. So I have a feeling now if we run the test, we'll see that logging. That would be quite a nice
Try that.
way to end, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I saw the hello.
A JSON web token could not be decoded. Okay, so we've got some more stuff to do to get the bot wired up. But we are definitely now starting to like drive the behavior of the Probot framework, right?
Is there maybe
Oh.
somewhere where we can do more research or homework to figure it out for next
Yeah,
week?
I mean, yeah. I think we need something like the stuff from line 30 in the example, probably. Because it's all about the sort of this like boilerplate security stuff. Because like the bot, when the bot first wakes up, it has to kind of register itself with GitHub, and we have to simulate those interactions. So can you see the stuff on line 30 in the example?
Of the entire
Mona.
block inside the given.
Getting the
Yeah,
tokens.
I think it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think I should
Probably
put
just
that?
round about line 81,
Okay. Let's
I
just
guess.
here. So I've just
Maybe it has to be. I don't know whether it has to be after or not.
we removed
Yeah,
the
and
not.
I think we probably don't need that line 91 bit, because that's about posting comments. I think we could lose that.
Would be everything here then, right?
Yeah. And we'll still reply to. Oh, we're doing reply 200 from the other one, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That says it's
Yeah.
okay, I think.
So yeah, I'd get rid of that stuff just because it's clutter, and then we need to import knock again, and then we can try it one more time.
The 201 wouldn't. Was that supposed to be there, Mona? Or
sorry. The 200.
The return. What was it?
Yeah, that reply 200 is right. So what this is doing here is saying
The one that's here. Is it
what this is doing?
Line
is it
43.
Oh, line 43.
No. On the other one, continue.
Okay. Well, I figured
the reply 200. Yeah, I
not
think this is
familiar
good
with this because I'm not familiar with this this API or any of the structure. But
well, what this is doing
there
is
a reply
saying
200.
yeah, there is one. That's why I figured
pretend-
the other one was not, because there's a post and then there's a reply after that. So I think that each post is paired with a reply if you look at the example. That's my assumption there.
Can we try running the test?
Sure. I don't know what time it is because I no longer see the time.
It is time.
Yeah,
It
the time is up.
2 minutes to
so
time to
we
stop.
just want to get to a point where we can actually commit something decent.
2
passed, 1 failed. But I mean, that's like a 2-1. That's good.
Well, it's also good because we've got a new type of error, and this is kind of the way it feels all the time when we're doing TDD. Is progress is a new kind of error because you have errors all the time when you're doing TDD. So this is now saying that we have tried to make a comment and it didn't. It wasn't expecting us to make a comment. We don't actually want to make a comment, so we could also rip that out of source index TS. Just comment out line 9 in there. And I'm just trying to get it to the point where we can see our logging. In fact, maybe we can already see. Can we see hello logged out anywhere?
Yeah, well, I did see it earlier on a previous run, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
I see it. I can see it.
I don't know where.
There's just so much other noise.
All the way here at the top. So I can get rid of the
noise.
Can get rid of the hello if we want to do that.
No, leave the hello in, but get rid of line 9, which is trying to do the create a comment. Just get rid of that one because that's what's causing this huge, big, ugly error.
Should I just comment it out, or do you want to get rid of it?
Exactly. Just comment it out. And line 6 is now unnecessary as well. So the compiler is probably going to complain about that being an unused variable. Okay. So what happens if we run the test now?
Look at that.
Because look, we've got context is being passed in and its value is never read. That was the little problem. So we need to do something about that. We could just put, I think if you put an underscore in front of it, look, like that, then it knows it will stop fussing about us having an unused variable. Let's try it
But
one
it
more
didn't
time.
fail.
Oh, it did. It really failed, Kate, because this is a
Oh,
compilation error, which
okay.
is like, I couldn't even
Even
compile it.
worse.
Right, here we go.
Mm.
So now look, it writes out Greg committers 365. Hello. That's the bot saying hello. So
Hello,
we've
bot.
successfully managed
Welcome.
to run the code inside the bot from the cucumber tests. That's quite a nice achievement for the session, I think.
So we connected the bot up. We wired it up.
Yeah. We've
Well
exercised
done.
it.
I
We've
would
exercised it.
never
We've
have
made it
been
do a
able
little
to do
thing.
that on my own. So should we commit?
Should we get rid of this
Yeah.
stuff? Is it just?
Yeah, I agree, Mona. Let's just get rid of it. Yeah. And it's not even going to end up being in issues.opened, but it's all right.
Okay, I guess these comments can stay here while we're building it, right? Anything else we need to clean up?
I think it's probably pretty good for now.
It looks good.
We can maybe start next week with a quick refactor with cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because yes, like all of that stuff can probably go out, and there's write code here that returns a phrase above this and all my junk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
There's
line
lots of stuff we can clean up, but
56.
this is a good start. This is a good start, and there's nothing wrong with committing it like this and then cleaning it up later.
Okay. I don't know if we need to get rid of all of this, but I think, well, I'll leave that there.
Where are you, Mona? I'm not following you.
I'm in step
38, 39.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there was a lot of crap there.
Yeah. But we are going to need to do some sort of
Yes.
knock simulation of the GitHub API. We just don't
Okay,
know what it looks
so
like
we
yet.
can leave it there.
Yeah.
Why do we still have a return pending here?
Because we haven't done.
Yeah, well, it has a console log, I guess, but okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're not doing that one yet anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, the next one we would do would be, if we think we're finished with when the bot runs on the repo, the next one we would do would be Greg should be in the alumni team. So we can try and make a query to GitHub's API and check what team Greg is in. Or maybe that's the way around you do it. Maybe you ask it for a user and it tells you what teams they're in. Maybe. I mean, that's my homework. I'm doing a retro.
Should I get rid of this?
Research the GitHub API.
I'll get rid
I
of
was thinking that, yes. Or do you want to keep it there, Matt?
What? Sorry, what? Get rid
The
of what?
tag to say that this was the scenario we worked on, the current tag.
Oh yeah, I would leave that. Yeah, because because I mean we're in the middle of working on it, aren't we? So, like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think I'll have to type the commit message. Oh no, you could type it in here, but if I do it in the dialog box, then we'll get everybody's.
Contributor details.
Do you want to go ahead and do that stuff?
Yeah.
Or I'll add the files. I guess that's fine, right? No.
Yeah, that's really useful. Thanks.
And then index.js. Do we need to? Okay. Ah, no. Okay. Files are added.
So I was just going to write something in the commit just to say we used the issues.opened event for now, just because that's what was in the probot example code, but that's probably not the event we'll want to use in the end. I'm not actually sure how we're going to trigger the bot, when the bot runs on the repo, because it's, the event. So, sort of normally a probot is sitting there listening to, like, somebody commented on an issue or somebody's just been added to a team, whereas this is just a time-based event. So I'm not sure how we're going to trigger it. I'm going to do some research about that. So is this a good commit message? Are you happy with it? Oh, I've
We
lost
can't see it, so I trust you.
Oh, am I not screen sharing? Sorry. I get confused about
because I shared my screen earlier, I guess.
Is that visible now?
But I'm pretty sure it's a very good message.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's got you two in it. It's awkward now with the big font size.
We use issues to, oh, yeah. Okay.
Some you win, some you lose.
That's better, isn't it?
You've got to compromise always.
Yeah, I've got a typo.
Go on, what's the typo?
Because
Maybe that's the Canadian spelling.
Okay.
Good enough?
Yep.
All
Yay.
Right, I'm going to commit it. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for homework. I'm going to think more specifically about what GitHub API bits we're going to need to interact with. And but so that's another thing. I can't make it next week. And I was wondering about, we should probably have a chat in Slack about it. But I'm away. So I was wondering about whether we want to, it would be really amazing for this thing to carry on without me, even if we don't do it on Twitch. But I don't know whether people feel confident enough to carry on without me.
I definitely don't feel comfortable to carry on without some kind of help, but I'm keen to carry on if somebody else feels I don't know enough.
Yeah.
So maybe we should discuss that
my
in
first
Slack.
time doing a mob, really, so I wouldn't be the one to manage that at all. So yeah. But it was fun.
If a couple more people showed up, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mona. Yeah, I just feel like I'm a bit too. It's a bit annoying, really. The problem that we've chosen. I'm a bit too key. I'd really like to be able to step back and let you lot lead what we're doing.
Unless we pick another issue and not continue with this. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Because, I mean, there's a thing that Mona's been working on this week that she could definitely lead. Yeah. I think you could, Mona.
Maybe not. We'll see.
You can sleep over it.
For sure. I think I need to go, though.
Yeah, I need to go too. Well, let's talk about it in Slack. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, both.
Thank you. Enjoy the weekend.
You too.
Yeah,
Bye.
cheers.
Bye.
Pressing all the stop buttons now.